Thursday, December the 29th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. A lot to talk about. We'll talk about the band of rain and storms early today, the colder air coming on in, and as I've been highlighting for quite some time now, the potential exists there in that January 6th to 10th range for some winter weather mischief and winter weather possibilities. I'll show you that in detail here as the video rolls along. Early this morning, there's the Greensboro Tower camera at the 5 o'clock hour. The heavy rain had just exited Greensboro. There's a look up in the mountains there where the snow will kick into gear, especially by tonight. That's the Beach Mountain Parkway cam, courtesy of our friends there at resortcams.com. Still 46, but colder air is coming. Charlotte, it's been some heavy rain, some thunder, some lightning very early this morning. The temperature there, as I cut the video, 5 o'clock again, was 46 degrees. Again, everybody's going to see a colder, drier air mass moving on in. These were highs yesterday around the region. It was a pretty mild weather setup once again. There's your highs from yesterday. Around the Triad viewing area had highs generally in the mid-50s to around 60. A little bit warmer around the Charlotte metro. A lot of highs making it up yesterday afternoon into the lower side of the 60s, even a few mid-60s here or there. All right, this is the radar over the past couple of hours. Again, I'm cutting this video just after 5 a.m., so bear that in mind. This band of rain will be long gone by the time most of you see this, as it's continuing to race off to the east very, very quickly. Again, there's been some embedded areas of thunder and lightning with this through the Charlotte metro down into parts of the upstate as we've gone through the night. Some of this rain has indeed been very heavy at times, again, early this morning, but this is exiting very, very quickly. There's the high resolution modeling showing you the quick departure of this band of rain as a cold front quickly sweeps through the region. These are 5 a.m. temperatures, still cool over much of North Carolina. But look at that. Columbia 61, 65 in Atlanta, 70 in Montgomery, 70 in Mobile and New Orleans too. Is that warmer air kind of pooling across the southeast? But this cooler air off to the northwest, that's what's moving on in our direction. Nothing abnormally or brutally cold here over the next few days, but certainly a return to temperatures that'll be just a touch below average for this time of year. So there goes that cold front. Now today will be breezy. As we get into the afternoon hours, that wind really kicks up out of the west generally, and there's your wind product on Futurecast. West winds easily sustained 15 to 20 miles per hour with some gusts. In the Piedmont, 25, 30 miles per hour, higher gusts in the mountains. And the mountain snow kicking into gear. I think those favored northwest facing slopes could wind up with 3 to 6 inches of snow when it's all totaled up tonight and into tomorrow. That is great news for the ski industry. And even if these individual resorts don't get a ton of natural snow, the colder air, very welcome. That'll allow for snowmaking operations to kick into gear, and should be some really nice ski conditions as we go into tomorrow and New Year's Eve as well. All right, there's the Triad forecast specifically. Now let's take a peek here at the setup for tomorrow. Mountain snow continuing, a lot of sunshine in the region otherwise. There's your Friday highs. Chilly New Year's Eve. And then clouds build in late in the day. Our Saturday morning lows look like that, with highs on Saturday afternoon, much like that. And then we get into the complex setup next week. All right, so let me get into some of the more detailed modeling regarding everything going on next week. All right, this is the European 500 millibar chart today. Now we get out to early Sunday. One piece of energy in the northeast, trailing pieces of energy left behind. One of those brings us another round of rain during the day on Monday. And then as colder air kind of bleeds throughout much of the lower 48, you get another final, and not necessarily final, but another piece of energy, another storm system approaching late in the work week into next weekend. Now, let me kind of give you the broad setup, and I'll try to position this a little bit here and there where you can see. This is the average of day 8 to 10 up at 500 millibars. This is the European on the left here. GFS looks like that, and then here is the Canadian. They're pretty similar. A few details that are different, but this is the overall setup, and it's not a bad setup if you want winter weather chances in parts of the upper southeast in the mid-Atlantic region. Ridging over Greenland, ridging over Alaska. Colder air trapped underneath, engulfing a good chunk of the lower 48, and an active subtropical branch of the jet stream. That's not a bad look at all, again, if you enjoy winter weather. Now, let me step you through this And again, this is nothing new. It's not anything that any particular model has been showing for a while, but for a while I have been highlighting that January 6th to 10th range, and that's due to pattern recognition. It was just kind of a deal where when you have that cold air bleeding into the lower 48, still an active southern branch of the jet stream with the little waves riding along that pressing Arctic boundary, you have a chance of seeing some winter weather possibilities. Now, this is today. Now, this is the 0Z run of the GFS. Have not seen the 6Z run as I cut the video. There's the snow kicking into gear tonight up into the North Carolina mountains. Snow totals, again, could be 3 to 6 inches there in those favored northwest facing slopes. Now, this is Saturday, New Year's Eve. Clouds build in during the afternoon, and then here's some rain New Year's Day. Nothing terribly, terribly heavy. It doesn't appear with the rain Sunday, but there will be some rain around. And a cold air damming signature, so kind of a cool, rainy setup. Monday, I think much the same. Rain at times, a cool setup. There's the low pressure on the GFS, a little north of Memphis Monday evening. That then races to the northeast, drags a cold front in our direction Tuesday. So some lingering showers Tuesday. Wednesday looks dry ahead of the Arctic boundary. So pretty warm Tuesday, and I still think pretty warm on Wednesday ahead of that Arctic front. And then we begin to see that boundary press in. So this, oh, there we go. We lost it here. Let's get to here. There we go. This is Thursday on the GFS, the 0Z run. Arctic boundary, wave along the front. And so if you take this run verbatim, which, again, you need to take this with mountain to salt, I'm just showing you the pattern here. This is what the 0Z GFS did for Friday morning. Kind of a long duration overrunning type of deal. This is Friday evening. This is Friday night, and then into Saturday morning of next week. And again, not this weekend. We're talking 8 days, 8, 9 days from now. Okay, so that was the GFS. The European model, not terribly dissimilar. This is Friday evening of next week, and this is an icy scenario over much of North Carolina. Taking the model verbatim, that's a cold area of high pressure with temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s in the favored cold air damming regions of North Carolina as that system moves through. So again, what you need to take from all this, I am absolutely not saying there's going to be a winter storm late next week, but I'm continuing to indicate that there is that chance in that late week, next weekend time period for some fun and games if you like winter weather, just due to the setup and the overall pattern. A lot can and will change, but if you get that blocking and that ridging up over Alaska and over Greenland and that cold air pressing south, active southern branch of the jet stream, it looks like somebody in the southeast, especially the upper southeast and the mid-Atlantic region, will pick up, at least have the chance to pick up some winter weather as we get in that January 6th to 10th time frame. Any specifics, though, impossible to tell at this point. Again, it's still kind of in the pattern recognition phase, but something to keep an eye on late next week and into the weekend. That is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.